just won't hand dry. I just won't dry.
Nope.
Hey, where the fuck am I, bro?
There's no Chris.
Oh no.
Come on, Lightstream. Okay, we are.
Is it my VPN?
There you go.
Okay.
You're on now.
Not.
What's up, everyone? We're hoping and praying that Lightstream doesn't fuck us over. If they do, write to Lightstream at 1 Zala Way.
Mm-hmm. Is that them? Damn, you're doxing them? All right.
Yeah, that's
Crazy.
their parent company that paid millions of dollars for them and should be shamed for having a product that doesn't work that we pay a lot for.
Who they get by again?
Zala.
Some weird. Zala.
Xolla. Everyone, go look it up. Go write them angry letters.
They have a freaking street. That's wild.
No, they don't. I was just joking. But
okay.
They're a gigantic conglomerate, so they might as well.
Gotta love it. Cool, y'all.
Anyways,
what's up?
Welcome back.
Vermilion Vermicelli in the chat. Vermicelli.
Yep.
We got Solex from the UK. God knows what time it is over there. I think midnight, if I keep remembering correctly.
Yep.
But good to see you guys. And we got looks like a full queue. We always accept people's music. So if you're watching here for the first time, welcome to FastTrack. We'll give you in-depth feedback with our own kind of rating system. I don't think it's on the overlay. No, it is. We have these 3 different tiers, or not tiers, categories: vibes, content, production, as well as a total. And we typically spend 10 to 15 minutes on each track because people come here to try to get their music better. And to show us subsequent versions, which, by the way, Vermicelli himself, this is the 3rd version I think he sent us, and it looks like it's almost done. So do you want to push that to live?
Yep. Let's get that up. Let's see if it works.
The go-to feedback. Vermicelli is here. Let's go, all caps. Remember the name. Yeah, so Vermilion's in the chat. He's working with some high-profile people. This Chandler Layton in the EDM space, but this is called Closure. This is Rocket League Core. I love it. His role was producer. Track genre is electronic. Artist, like I said, Vermilion, as well as Chandler Layton. Track description says, got the final vocals in this one and have been cleaning it up. Fire. Let me know what you think. So this is not an AI spliced vocal. This is like you got the actual stems from her. You didn't have to do it yourself. So this is going to be crazy. Second half is done now. I tried cleaning out all that stuff you mentioned last time. So this might be the one. We'll see.
Should we mention also, and I guess either while we're listening or now, you can do the polling thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah, we've got a Discord that we can throw in the chat there.
Yeah, I got it.
And yeah, we're doing some interactivity there now. So if you want to hop in, you'll have the chance to vote on your favorite tracks. That's after the stream, but during the stream, you can hop in there, and each track is going to get thrown into Discord with a poll.
So with a poll of the same rating system that we do, yes.
Yeah, so you can rate each track as we go along, and you can give them feedback too if you want to type a little comment there. So yeah, hop in the Discord if you want to do that. If you're in the queue, might be a good idea to get in there and try it out, because then that person might give you feedback also. So.
Sheesh. Yeah, if you're the stream, what else you doing, bro? You playing World of Warcraft right now, Solex?
You are. Feedback for feedback.
Yeah, why not, bro? Get in there.
FastTrack. How about FFFFF? FastTrack feedback Fridays. Feedback for feedback.
Nah, bro. That just said too many F's in the chat for me, bro. I think I'm good.
It's a lot of F's in the chat.
Yeah, don't need that. But
all right.
Yeah, that's Vermilion. We're ready. We're gonna start the Friday off right. I'm excited. He's one of our, I think, top candidates in terms of candidates for what? I don't know, but just top artists.
President.
He's fantastic for possibly a purple track. It's been a while, so
yes.
Let's see. I don't want to overhype him and let him down, but yeah.
Let's see.
Cool. Let's do it.
3, 2, 1. Lift off.
Oh shit.
Had a dream about you last night, and I'm sitting here wondering why. Think you're trying to set me aside, but you couldn't even look in my eyes. Tasting on my deadpan face, forgiveness and a lucid state.
Hold on, I'm hearing it through your computer, Chris.
And that's exactly what's happening. I'm trying to. I tried to fix it in the background, but it didn't work.
I was like, "What is going on?"
All right, let's try again. Can you continue?
Yeah.
The kind of dream that you can't escape. Then I wake up and you fade away. Here I stand, pouring into you. she's filling my shoes.
Sibilance is so much better
All
than
your
Yeah.
open wounds, all the ones I gave
That shit's
to
good.
you. I'm sorry I'm not the one saving you. Trying to move forward
considering better here too.
for you and me. I wish
I
that
belong.
you could see it's all we really need. I know we can't start over, so I'll let my dreams be the calls to sing that will ever get to closure.
That's the last point. Closure.
That's so good.
Hard, heavy.
Maybe
He's got the third drop in here. Got the third drop in here.
You decide to
It's gonna be
change
new.
your mind and realize we don't got that much time. Cause regret will start to eat you alive. It's so easy just to let this go. Cause you found someone to have and to hold. And I don't think that she needs to know that you're still living with my ghost. Here I stand, blurring into you, begging you to tell me the truth. Are you happier, or is this all just too soon? I know she's filling my shoes, mending all your open wounds, all the ones I gave to you. I'm sorry I'm not the one saving you. Trying to move forward for you and me. I wish that you could see it's all we really need. I know we can't start over, so I'll let my dreams be the calls to sing that will ever get to closure.
Ooh, that's nice. Shit, this is a 5-minute 30 track.
I know.
Gross in a movie.
Oh.
Nice. I feel like I would have liked that switched up like earlier. Actually, that was nice.
Uh-huh.
A nice little break. But
Cool.
that was a Vermilion Closure V3 as far as we're concerned. But I'm sure there's more.
Yeah, it's probably V300.
Probably V300. Let us know. Let's see. Yeah, guys, we got that Discord link in the chat. Rate the track as we do it here using this traffic like method. I'm running out of 90 minutes of sleep, guys. I'm sorry. Fast Track Music, Josh says, is it mastered yet? Why do you ask that? Because I'm curious.
I mean, honestly, I found myself turning up a little bit.
Yeah, me too. Okay, I was gonna ask. I had to ride the volume fader a little bit. Quiet
Yeah.
beginning. Drop was loud. And then from there it seemed okay. But
I think the dynamic range is good. I think it just needs across the board a little bit of a boost to just sound a little bit fuller. Like it just needs that extra little tip over the edge to be like radio ready.
mm-hmm.
And Vermilion, you said that it's sort of mastered. You mastered it, but might get it fully mastered. I like usually recommend that. Like even if you're really good at mixing, you're a good producer, maybe you're decent at mastering, just having a different set of ears that are not your own do the mastering step is usually a good idea because there's a lot of nuance that goes into getting that final polish on your track that I feel like can go a long way. Even if your mix isn't perfect, especially if it's not perfect, getting somebody else to come in and do the mastering step can really like make it viable for mass listening.
Mm-hmm.
So I would suggest that you've got such a good thing here that you've already invested in. I would say like don't chance that your release might not splash as much as you think it will because it just needed a little bit of a better master. Like get the best mastering that you can afford to on this track because you've got something really special otherwise. But yeah, that's why I asked about it.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of resources are you releasing this with your label? I know that I think you're the one of the people that are like in contact with label people. And do they have like a mastering engineer that in house that you trust or something? Because from what I remember, you did pay a decent penny for this vocalist as well. Like she's a well known person and it delivers very high quality stuff. So yeah, I mean, I'm over here thinking about your promo plan. I'm like, dude, if I was your agent, I would pitch this to Rocket League immediately. I don't know if you ever done that, but like, bro, find out how to do that. Not really sure. I did submit it to NCS, shortlist, but haven't made a decision yet. Ophelia's radar. Okay, so I don't know any of that. Are those labels? Put us on, bro. But cool. It's so cool to talk to the artists in the chat, and especially if they got like opportunities that they kind of deserve. So, yeah. Vibes, first impressions. What do you have?
I mean, it's obviously one of the cream of the crop tracks that we've like heard on the stream. It's been an awesome track since the beginning, but it just keeps getting better. You definitely did address the issues with like sibilance and the
Yes.
mid-range in that first build is not overwhelming now. It actually sounds really good.
Yeah, I
I
think you
think
can hear the vocals with more clarity too. It's
I
nice.
think yeah, I think you struck the perfect balance with the kick on that first build of having it not sound like completely full because you want to build up to that in the drop, but it sounds good instead of being like too mid-range focused. So that's great. The drops sound really good. I like what you did with the sort of middle drop bridge, whatever you want to call it. Seems like that's maybe changed a little bit. And then my only like critique probably is that the second build, right? So it gets quiet. I think it sounds great there. I just think it goes on for a really long time.
Do you want
And
to skip to that part real quick?
yeah, so I'm talking about starting like here. Play, come on.
Maybe somewhere down the line you decide to change your mind and realize we don't got that much time, 'cause regret will start to eat you alive. It's so easy to
So,
Great
select.
performance.
Sounds great. Yeah, that starts at like 2:45 ish, and then
We're at 3 minutes right here, actually.
yeah, well then it goes all the way to like, oh my god, it goes all the way to like 4:11.
Yeah.
Right. Approximately. Wait, is that where the beginning?
No, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, this is the very beginning of the drop at like 4:05.
Yeah.
So it's literally a minute and 15 seconds for that like verse or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's
Do you mind if I skip around real quick?
Yeah.
Right here, what's happening? So that's interesting. Let me see. So this first drop, and then you have this like little transition to the second drop. which is heavy. So you got to give us 2 drops back to back and then a verse. Whereas it's like, bro, to be honest, if I were to just like, you could take this with a grain of salt, do whatever you want. The way I see it is you have a 5 minute 30 song, a little long. If I'm being honest, and I've given you this critique before when I've heard the third drop. The third drop to me sounds a lot like the first drop.
Yeah.
And in fact, what I would do is I would take the first up until the end of the first drop as it is. And of course, you have to be less crude than this, but take this second build up that Josh is talking about here,
Maybe
this verse section, put it where the end of the first drop is, like here. Like we just heard a drop that was hard and like melodic. Like we don't need to
Yeah.
hear another drop 10 seconds after that.
Yeah, it's true.
And instead of doing this third drop, put that heavier second drop there, and then you have like a shorter song. You'll get to hear this like switch up. And I'm sure I'm backseat driving, so take it with a grain of salt, Vermillion. I'm sure you're like, shaking your fist at me. But like, if I were you, I'd be like, okay, snip, snip here. Like, okay, you have a much more digestible song. And honestly, like Josh said, it is a long build up, that second verse, but I think it's good. Like, I like what she's talking about. And she has like a nice way with words. She's talking about like mending your open wounds. It's like very, and it's about heartbreak and closure and all that stuff. It's like fantastic. Like, put it first, like give us some time to breathe, and then put that heavy drop on us, and then that's a nice end of the song.
Yeah.
So that's my kind of thing. If I were, your producer, if I was your DJ Khaled in the corner, just like snip snip here, do this, take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, that's like what I would do. I cut off, and I realized I cut off Josh, so please continue with what you were trying to say.
Well,
um,
what you're saying, I mean, I sort of agree that like I don't think we need the really crazy like second drop, the different one. This one. Okay, there's another build there, which I didn't even realize. But like we don't need that yet. We're not bored enough to need this crazy other thing if there's not enough like after that that's still interesting.
Mhm.
That's like kind of the most interesting part of the track almost. And the fact that
What,
it
the hard
comes,
drop?
yeah, the hard drop. And then there's still like how long? There's like, oh my god, there's almost 3 minutes left after that,
Yeah.
right? From
Oh, it's a whole
2:45
nother
to
song,
5:30.
really. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I thought what you were gonna say is like you do the first drop, the normal one, then the build that is happening at 2:45 starts there. I think
Yep.
that build needs to be massively, or verse. It looks like a build, but it's really a verse. Needs to be massively condensed. It shouldn't be a minute and 15 or whatever it is.
I think it's fine if the third drop is gone. Like, if there's
Well,
only 2 total drops in the song, I
but
think it's fine.
what I'm suggesting though is
Mhm.
hear me out.
Yeah,
You do
sure,
the
sure, sure.
first drop, then you do this second verse, which is currently at 2:45.
Yep.
Make it like half as long, so it's
Mhm,
not a minute 15, but like 30 to 45 seconds. Then I think you can kind of choose whether you want to go back into the repeating the first drop again type thing,
mhm,
because then you're building some like hookiness and earwormness because it's still like we're doing a repetition that's uninterrupted by a different drop.
mhm,
And then if you want, you could do like that short transition that you've currently got at 150, um, then going into the hard drop at the end, and then it closes out with the soft part again, which kind of harkens back to
That
like
was
the
nice, yeah.
melody from the verses.
Mhm,
That's one way to do it. The other way to do it would be sandwich the heavy drop in the middle. So like what I just said, hard drop first, that verse but shortened, then you do the hard drop, then a little transition back to the original drop and then go out. But I think that's one of those solutions is the only way that's going to keep it interesting and not way too long
mhm,
instead of like cool at the beginning and then like but halfway through the rest is just 3 minutes of like the same stuff kind of.
yep.
So take those with a grain of salt again, but the content is so good. It's just like a shame when in the middle of the track we're kind of waiting around and then we don't really get a big payoff because it's kind of just the same old, same old.
Mhm, mhm.
But man, it's cool. It's such a great like track and recording and production.
Yep, that is true. Let's see, he's over here yapping. There are a lot of versions, indeed. I asked him that. He's not yapping. I'll keep that in mind. Not really sure. I did submit to NCS. I'm on their short list. Cool. So they had Alan Walker Fade. That's a massive song. Okay. So like says 100 across the board. Crazy. He's a fan. They've died down a bit. 33 million on YouTube is a lot. Okay, and I don't know that song, but okay. Yeah, that's
I,
just like our kind of outside perspective as like not casual listeners, but yeah.
I would also say, mindset wise, one thing would be good to just think about in the back of your head is like always considering the listener's time and like, am I stretching it a little bit here? Like, does this die down from the first drop need to hang around for so long? It's kind of slow, right? Sure. Like, I'd argue that having that and then a build even is like a little bit more waiting around than I would like.
Mhm.
But that's kind of a nitpick. It's more about the overall structure, that 1 minute 15 long like verse build thing, etc. So yeah, just keeping the listener's time in mind, and also just knowing that like you might be able to take some risks that feel less safe because you're kind of comfortable with the layout you've got right now. You might have references you're thinking of that are similar to it.
Mhm.
Just try throwing all that out the window and like
Mhm.
being the listener instead of being the artist, and just really being like honest. Like, forget everything, listen to both versions of it, and then decide like which one is more likely to not piss someone off or lose their attention because it's too long, that kind of thing. And are you really losing anything in the listener experience, or does it just not feel as similar to that mental model reference that you're referring to?
That and like
So,
send it to other people and see what they think.
yeah, yeah, that's the best way to figure that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, you want to give vibe scores?
Yeah, we've been yapping. All right, 5 scores. Uh, yes. Okay, I'm at mine.
Mm, let me see. Okay, yeah, I know where I'm at too.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty good.
Pretty dang good. Content.
Yeah, content. Let's see. I mean, I think we talked about it. I don't have a whole lot more feedback other than the
Yeah,
structure stuff that we said, but you know,
yeah.
the
Raw
vocals sound
material's
great.
fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
it's just arrangement for me.
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, yeah. Production.
And
Uh,
that's just, I mean, everything sounds great. I think it's just the master to give it a little bit more beef, a little bit more like consistency and polish. We want it
yep.
to feel like it's taking up the space it has available to it without feeling squashed.
Hmm.
So there's a little bit of room to grow there, I think.
Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, and he said himself it's not mastered, and we both were riding the volume knob a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, mix wise, it sounds great. Just yeah, it's just mastering that's needed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got a score.
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Nice.
Buh, buh. Track to the total. All right, you got yours.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Vermilion with
Cool.
a solid 89, 93, A minus kind of thing, but not really. Well,
It's an A minus.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's like just pretty much good to go. Like it's a great track.
Solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You're
yeah.
so close. I think it's just one more like cycle. I mean, I don't know what will happen if you do change arrangement stuff, but like, it's just like some arrangement tweaks and a master. I think that's like all you need.
Literally. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a great track. And submit it to
Sick.
Rocket League if somehow you can do it. But I think they would love it and I would love to hear it as I'm playing Rocket League.
Yeah.
So um
Cool.
cool. Shout out to Vermilion. We love you. Appreciate you. And we got other people in the queue, guys. I usually list them out, but we kind of jumped right in. So we have Taimeen, perhaps. We got Y Slacka, who freaking DM'd me this song, and I listened to like 5 seconds of it. I was like, "Holy shit, he can actually sing!" And he tried to spoil it for me. So we'll listen to that today. We got Cry Down, who submitted last stream, and then Seal Point, who submitted earlier this
영원토록 endless 기나긴 여정 끝에 찾아낸 너란 process 홀가분해져 I feel like I can't do anything 꼭 마치 돌고 돌아서 왠지 꿈을 꾼 것만 같았지 그곳에서 내 우주와는 별이 쏘아올려 Say less.
Cool.
Wrecked up.
Yeah,
That
for
means
real.
abrupt.
Yes.
This guy sounds professional AF. I'm almost suspicious if this is like just a K-pop fan that submitted a song.
Yeah.
But that was SL by JH or Taimin. I'm not sure. I feel like I want to Google that. But anyways, thanks for the submission. Josh, what do you got? Five's first impressions.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. I don't think we've gotten anything like this before. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean the vocals obviously sound very professional and
Uh-huh.
delivery sounds pretty good. I mean the like production itself sounds pretty good. I think there's some oddities with the mixing,
Mm,
just that it's like oddly harsh in some ways, and I think there might be some overuse of like stereo widening plugins or something.
mm.
There's just a little bit of a sense of like confusion and like your ears being kind of sucked out of your brain. It's like
Yep.
hard to describe, but it's that weird thing where there's like stereo width, but it sounds like there's a vacuum in the middle,
Mm,
uh, and a lot of harshness. Which often those stereo width plugins also brighten things up in like the upper mid range,
mm.
so it could be because of that. There's also a couple of points where I hear a little bit of like timing uncertainty in some of the delivery, either with the vocals or some of the instruments, just like
Really?
a little bit ahead of the beat.
Mm,
That makes it just slightly unsettling every time we get to those parts. But
mm, mm,
I
mm.
think overall, like it's pretty interesting. It feels to me like one of those things where there's a lot of talent, um, but there's just like really small details that aren't quite as perfect as like the comparable like popular pop stuff in the genre,
Mhm.
because they don't have the same budgets and the same exact caliber of producers and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like almost there, but it's this weird uncanny valley where it's like you're expecting it to be pop perfect, and then it's just not quite there.
Especially
And
like K-pop perfect. That's like what
yes,
they're
yeah.
known for.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you're lifting the curtain and seeing like the how the sausage is made a little bit. You're like thinking about, oh, did
Pause.
the producer not have the ability to like do this thing, or did they use this plugin wrong? And
Mhm,
instead of having just a smooth experience that's seamless, the seams start to show a little bit,
mhm.
which is just hard when you're in a genre that's supposed to be so perfect. Because relative to a lot of other stuff, it sounds great, right? It's just kind of like listener expectations are higher with in like this genre, for instance. So
Mhm.
it's cool. It's it's hard to get the full thing out of it when we can't like understand the lyrics,
Nope.
obviously.
Yep.
But there's a lot of yeah. There's I mean it's pretty catchy. There's a lot
Yeah.
going for it. Um, I don't know though. Like even melodically, I just feel like it's a little bit stock, a little bit standard.
Oh yeah.
None of like that melody
That's
you're just
exactly what
saying
I
is
feel like.
somewhat memorable, but it's not that good. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Like that little melodic bit, it's not that interesting.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's just not that like hooky or catchy or like there's not that much dopamine in it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like I am pop for pop's sake,
Mhm.
rather than I've made a really hooky new pop thing that is shiny and you should listen to it. And it's
And
a good.
that, my friend, is my just entire opinion on K-pop in general. But and looking up, googling Timon, I feel like this person's a big artist. So unless
Really?
they stopped by our stream and dropped it off, this might
Hmm.
just be one of those big people, and a fan put it in. But hey,
Ah.
we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. There's apparently a couple people that have bigger audiences that submit to our stream, but I don't know. I'm a skeptical man. Um,
Yeah, I don't know.
but we'll see. Regardless, Timon, I think you could do better, but I mean, still, it's like fantastic, at some levels. So yeah, I feel the stockiness of it. It's kind of my critique on a lot of K-pop songs in general. There are some that do like kind of break the mold really well, I think, but this was not one of it. I could tell that the artist is talented, and I don't know, maybe the lyrics were heartfelt and stuff, but if I had to guess, probably not. And they're a great singer. I could tell the talent, but I just feel like they're singing to show off the talent and not necessarily to convey anything um, deep or emotional. And that's just kind of the vibe that I'm on lately. So sorry to you, Timon, um, but that's just how I'm feeling. Uh, Yeah, I should probably learn Korean before I, critique your vocals, or excuse me, your songwriting. But yeah,
By the way, I looked it up. First of all, I don't know why they abbreviated the song name to SL because in the like database, I can see the file name. Shocker, it's Say Less, and I just searched that song by this artist, and it's a song that's already out. It's been released, and it has 1.3 million listens on Spotify. So
okay, should we skip it?
it's a real song, probably not from the real artist. I was gonna check actually if that user seems like it's really them or not.
Probably not.
Not to dox at all, but just to check.
No, dude, put them on blast. We'll give them all reds.
Let's
If that's
see.
the case, if it's like non-legitimate, then we'll just kind of thunder through this and go to the next song.
Let's like just give the scores.
That's what
We
I
don't
mean.
have to
Yeah.
like harp on the details, but
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right,
So
let's
I mean, I
see.
have a score for it. It's just kind of, bland. And yeah, the way that it's produced, it's not as clean as other, K-pop standards are. So
Yeah,
I'm just like, kind of over it.
yeah. They didn't sign up or make a user either, so it's probably not a real.
All right, y'all. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Time in, let us know. DM me. But you ready?
Yeah.
5, 3, 2, 1.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna feel like a B minus. Content 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
I could see going lower. Sure.
I got a little bored.
Yeah. Production.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. And then track total. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Nice.
That's about it.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. I wonder. I assume that this is the same like audio as the one that's released.
That or it's fucking like ripped YouTube to MP3. That might be what we're
Could
hearing
be.
too. So yeah. Whoever submitted it, don't submit their song unless you're the artist. We're trying to get feedback here.
Yeah.
Cool. I know for a fact that this artist is someone we know. So why Slacka? Let's go ahead and do that, and I'll get the Discord ready.
All right, so
Better
we've got
late than never. Cool.
Yeah, better late than never. And let me get the details here.
Dominic Wise.
So yeah, that's by Dominic Wise. Where did it go? There it is. All right, his track genres are hip hop, old school hip hop, and lo-fi hip hop. Pretty cool. And track role is just producer.
Really? I thought he said he sang on this.
That's the only
I'll
role
have
that he
to-
put.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see my DMs again and confront him, because whoever sang the snippet that I heard was really good. So we'll see.
Cool.
No description.
Nope, no description.
All right. Thanks for nothing, Dominic. No, I'm just kidding. Love you, bro. Appreciate you. Fire. Cool. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
There was a time when I was young, till you got no time. Better late than never. There was a time, but it's best to do something till you got no. Better late than never. Yeah.
Reminds me of Chet Faker, man.
It reminds me more of other artists than Chet Baker.
Sure. There goes Facing You.
Oh, it reminds me of Emancipator. Have you heard of that artist?
No. I have not.
Right. Kind of a loop there. Wow, this is slow. Not a lot going on.
Maybe to open it up for a verse. Or the same thing.
Till you got no time. Better late than never. There was a time, but it's best to do something till you got no. Better late than never. Yeah.
like the drums.
Yeah, nice and crispy. I like the snares.
There was a time when I was young. Till you got no time. Better late than never.
Cool.
Better late than never. Cool. Hooky ass voice, but it's like a 4 bar loop that we,
Yeah.
we only got to hear. So Wise, I'm gonna have to talk to you, bro. Did you sing it? Because if you did, write more lyrics. And if you
Wait, this
didn't,
is actually his vocals?
that's what he told me.
The
I'll
fuck?
look.
It
I'll look.
really sounds like it's just a sample that you found.
Right. That's why I'm saying, like, bro, if this is actually you, like, bro, you have a great voice. Write more lyrics, please.
Yeah, like, oh
Make a
man.
song out of it.
That's just if that's the case, that's like what?
Hmm.
Maybe it's like you're used to like throwing sampled vocals into something where you've only got like a small snippet, but like if you have the ability to make the vocals, make it sound like a real artist. Like in my opinion, it is more valuable generally when you get an actual artist writing the actual song and performing the whole thing essentially like on the track versus just like some shit you found on Splice and you popped into your DAW. There's like a huge difference there, I think. And if you actually made this vocal, but then you made it look and sound like it was just a sample from Slice that you popped into your DAW,
The
that's a
injustice.
big, big L. And not like to blame you, but like you could just do it so much better.
Sure, sure, sure.
Right?
Actually, going through my DMs, I might have assumed that. So we'll go by
Oh,
his
really?
roles.
Okay.
He's probably just the producer. So
Okay.
you can dunk on him. Sure,
Well, I guess I'm just gonna foreshadow like
sure.
my opinion sort of in the category. So like it's a nice vibe, right? It's chill. That's the best thing I can say about it.
Yep.
The content I'm disappointed because it's just a bunch of loops. There's like I don't know 3 different like 8 bar segments, maybe, and it's the same vocal over and over. It's pretty minimal, which like isn't necessarily a terrible thing in itself.
Hmm.
It's just that there's not that much to keep us interested because it's a looped vocal. Like it's
Yep.
everything is looped, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So if you have like consistent loop and it's not like the most amazing loop ever, not a lot's changing, and the vocal is exactly the same. Like, what exactly is the intrigue
Yeah.
overall? And then, yeah, for production, it's like production I'm pretty happy with. I think it obviously needs a little bit of like loudening and mastering. Like,
Yep.
it's not quite at like radio ready, but it's good. Like, it
Yeah. The
feels
mixing is
balanced
fine.
and it sounds nice, and the drums sound nice.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. You have other like first impressions?
No, I think I agree with everything that you said. And yeah, I'll take it from the angle that he is the producer. Sorry, Wise, I put you on the spot there. But yeah, like, what are you? Is this like an instrumental for a vocalist to hop on? Like, what's the issue, or what's the goal here? Because I think that's what it's kind of missing. Like Josh said, it's like a decent foundation of just loops, but at the end of the day, it's like we could cut the song in half, and I think, I mean, it's not much of a song; it's a loop, I guess, one
Yeah.
minute, maybe an interlude. Um, so yeah, I think yeah, we just need some kind of a main meat to go off of. But the it's a nice foundation. I think it's a nice start for sure. But yeah, that'll kind of go into my scores a little bit. So yeah, you have a score for vibes?
Yeah, let me get on that.
Catchy.
Yeah, I've got a vibe score.
All right. You know what? It's vibes. Okay. Okay. Let me recalibrate. All right. Vibes. 3, 2, 1. Local vibes here. Okay.
Yeah.
Vibes. Content.
Yeah, content. We kind of talked about it.
Sure did. Yeah, it just seems like loops right now. What's in there is solid, but the way they're arranged, I feel like I heard everything that I need to hear from the song 1 minute in, and I think that's probably not what you want.
Yeah.
So I mean, and let us know. And this is why we have a description. Like, if that's the states that it's at, and you're trying to like get a feel, like, hey, like I put these loops together, like, do you think this is a good foundation? Then we'd be like, yeah, this is a good foundation, nice. But if you're like, this is the song I just released, it's like, okay, well, this is what's wrong with it. So, yeah, yeah, I have a score. Do you?
Yes, sir.
3, 2, 1. I just got
Nice.
hungry. Production.
Brandon DP, what's up?
Yo, is that
Welcome.
Seal Point? Maybe.
Oh, that's Steel Point?
I think so. Yeah, Brandon was his name. Don't want to
Nice.
dox him,
Let,
but
let us know if you are Seal Point,
yeah,
because you're
bro.
in the queue there.
Yeah, I'm excited. Production. What you got?
Let's see. Production.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty clean sounding. I loved how the drums were mixed. I love the stereo panning on all the instruments. That was cool. I agree with Josh. It needs to be mastered, gain staged. Um, yeah, kind of have like a nice kind of professional sheen on it. But yeah, as a mix, it's pretty great. So yeah, do you have anything else to add?
Nope. I got a score.
All right, production. 3, 2, 1.
Sweet.
Yeah, track total.
Let's get that TT. Let's see.
Let's get that titty. All right, 3, 2.
Need
You
to.
you you got a score?
Uh, yeah.
It's called an alley oop, my friend. All right, 3, 2, 1. Ta.
Nice.
Cool.
Cool. And Brandon is Seal Point, and
Seal Point. Chase. He's
Chase.
also Seal Point. If I had to guess,
Nice. Okay.
he's the bassist.
Dope.
Shout out.
They
Well,
got the band DMs going on here in Twitch chat.
bro, Brandon, I was just gonna DM you to get in soon. Oh, bro, you just been lurking? What's up, Chase? Hey, y'all,
Nice.
do us a favor. Give us that follow. We're almost at 300. It's gonna be crazy.
Yep.
Josh's gonna get the 300 CGI abs at 300 followers. So come on, just like the Sparta movie,
Yeah.
do it. But anyways,
We should. Well, so we'll get into the next track here, but we should mention our whole
app.
spiel too.
Ugh.
Yeah. So we have been doing this stream for a couple years. We give you guys really super detailed feedback, maybe the most detailed feedback on a stream you can get.
Talk about it.
And our goal is to help you make the best music you've ever made, get fans, improve your craft, all that stuff. But we think that there's even more kind of needed and more we can do to help than just this stream, which is the FastTrack platform. So the site that you are seeing on the overlays and that you use to sign up for the stream, that's also where the platform is housed, kind of behind the scenes. It's currently in closed beta, so you have to either ask for access or wait for us to get you off the waitlist. And by ask, I mean literally just ask. Just reach out to us on either our Instagrams or the FastTrack_music one,
Yeah.
or Discord.
Submit good music, and we'll reach out to you.
Yes, that's true. Or the Discord, which is going in the chat also. We've got some interactive stuff going on during the stream there, so you should definitely join. But the platform is essentially to help you collaborate, so you can build your own teams. You can create projects. In those projects, you can have tracks that have versions. So as you go along and you iterate on each track, you can upload them. People in your team or on your project will get notified. You can see an activity feed of everything that's happened on those projects and tracks, so you can stay on track with your tracks.
There you go.
And you can create tasks. Those tasks can have assignees and due dates. People will get notified again. All sorts of other useful features. We're working on a mobile app, so you'll be able to get push notifications. We've got messaging now, so there's a whole bunch of stuff there to help you just collaborate with your teams and your people, kind of like build your own modular record label almost, and manage all of the work happening around your tracks as you work on them. So that's what we're working on. It's in closed beta. Again, if you want access, just let us know. We'd love to get your feedback and your feature ideas as well. And we've got a lot more coming where that came from. So yeah, that's what we've been working on.
It's gonna be crazy, y'all. Get in.
Yep.
But yeah, let me see. Oh, Chase. All right, my bad, bro. Thank you. I didn't realize. Well, I did realize you're a real one, but not that real. So thank you for being even more real. Woohoo, says Brandon. All right, cool. So we're gonna go to the next song then. Can you go ahead and introduce it?
Yep. So we've got "Try to Get Another Life" by Pros, submitted by Cry Down. So maybe there's two artist names here, and let's see. Let me get their roles. Their role is just artist, and their genre is hyperpop for this one.
Oh,
the description is: does it sound catchy? How is my voice in the song? I'm German Russian. How is my pronounce of English or
All right.
accent? You were so close.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how your pronouncement is, but the grammar is not there. But it's okay. It's okay. We'll
Yes.
see.
See,
And Josh,
even English speakers don't get it right. Chris just said pronouncement.
yes, yes, yes. So don't worry, you can do it.
It's all good. Yeah.
Josh, how do you feel? Just before going to this, that it's going to be hyper pop. Do you have any kind of biases that you're
No,
feeling
I,
right
I have no opinions unless it's bad.
now? What do you think of 100 Gex? What do you think of
I don't really have any opinions.
Charlie XCX?
Eh,
Brat Summer.
still no opinions.
Okay,
We'll
cool.
see.
All right, let's do it. Take us away. Cry
All right.
down.
Brat Fall. 3, 2, 1.
Yo, I haven't even listened to that album.
It's pretty good so far.
Interesting. He reminds me of one of my friends, actually. It's crazy.
I was expecting it to build a little bit more there in volume.
Give me that B-boy vibe.
Let me spin it for a while, spin around another time, try to get another life, try to get another life, try to survive in this life, everything is fucking buggy, try to get another life, try to get another life. Let me live it for a while, spin around another time, try to get another life.
I like this better. You gotta take a breath, bro.
If you think about your life, you can start inside your mind, try to get
sounds like a fucking Teletubby or
try
something.
to think another mind. If my love is not enough, turn around inside your body, try to get another life, try to get another life. Yeah, you know who I am, girl, I know who you are, baby, you know you're dead.
Pencil here.
A lot of breathiness there. Jesus.
I don't know what they're saying though.
That ain't a vocal, that's just air.
Oh, he's saying try to get another life.
Let me spin it for a while, spin around another time, try to
I don't like this one.
try to get another life, try to survive in this life, everything is fucking buggy, try to get another life, try to get another life.
I like your voice here. I like your voice here. Oh, what is happening? What the?
That was cool.
Whoa, this sounds like I'm in a German club right now.
I love that. Dude, that's actually kind of sick.
There's really like some interesting parts in this track
Yeah.
that like, dude, when he went like a lower pitch, that was like it changed the vibe completely. And like, because he was like, "Oh, how's my English? How's my pronouncing?" And like to be honest, I think there is some things that you should work on for sure. But well, I guess I don't know that description kind of made it like, oh, like this guy's trying to sound English, but he's not really doing it very well. But it went to the lower pitch section, and it sounded like unapologetically German, and I was like, this is really cool.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know
I
why.
didn't have any issue with like pronunciation. I think it's its own like style. Like you've got a really weird like vocal timbre thing going on, which sounds intentional. It doesn't sound like your accent is getting in the way.
No,
And I think I didn't even think about it once.
really, throughout the whole song,
Yeah,
the thing that I got was it like he's trying to say try to get another life, but like he's not separating his words at all. It's
I
like
know.
"Try to get another life, try
Which I
to
thought
get
was kind of
another
cool,
life."
honestly. Like it's so
I
different and weird. And this is supposed to be weird. Like I don't really care that the vocal sounds odd.
Yeah, I disagree for the first part. When it went unapologetically German, I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. But
Mhm.
yeah, for the hyperpop part, I didn't really like that at all.
I didn't think maybe it's also again listener expectations. Like I don't
Sure.
listen to a lot of hyperpop, and I was just like, this is totally different and wacky and weird.
Hmm.
I feel like I like that it's different, and I think that he was consistent at least. Like at least in
Mm.
this in that whole part, he somehow managed to make it like one long vowel the whole time, which I was like, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I do not like that at all. Hey, it is what it is. Agree to disagree. Music is subjective, people.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I think it sounds funny, like, it sounds comical. It's not like I
Okay.
love it, it sounds
All right.
cool. It's
Oh,
like, "Oh,
okay.
this is interesting because it sounds weird," but, like, isn't
Okay,
hyperpop
Crydon.
supposed to be weird?
Yes, yes. They're supposed to be weird. They're supposed to like almost like a satire on pop,
Yeah.
push it to the limits. Although there's some things where I feel like it's uncanny valley, not all the way pushed to the limits. Just like like how it's mastered. Like typically hyperpop is known to be very loud
Yeah.
and very
That is
like
true.
clippy and like distorted, and it's like you can tell the person that made the beat like left headroom for the person who would eventually like put vocals on it and like bring it up
Sure.
to gain stage. Like I think that was the intention, but the whoever did the mastering didn't do that. They didn't get the assignment.
Yeah.
And like there might have been like cooler parts where like there's this like stuttering like kick where it sounds like it's doubling. And like
Weird.
that might be part of the hyperpop satire, I think, and I think it would just be more believable if like the full character of the hyperpop satire, including like the egregiously loud master, if that was like there with it. But like when it's only some of it there, it just sounds kind of uncanny, amateurish, and kind of
Yeah.
weird.
I
So
was trying to, like, kind of ignore the mastering thing after from the very beginning because I was like, "This
sure,
clearly is not mastered,"
yeah,
and it definitely needs that. That's probably the biggest thing it needs, I think.
yeah, I would say that the delivery needs another take,
I'm
but
gonna say don't change it. Keep
uh,
it. It's interesting.
it's up to you, bro. It's up to you. I actually listen to hyperpop,
It's
so
so wacky and weird.
and
I hope
I don't think you're going for comedy, so like just keep that in
I
mind.
kind of well, maybe he is. I mean, do you think
Maybe.
people take themselves seriously when they make hyperpop like this?
Listen to his description. Does it sound catchy? How is my voice in this song? I'm German Russian. How is my pronounce of English or accent?
Maybe. Maybe it's a happy accident and it's actually not intentional, but it
Bro,
people
I mean,
find it
all I gotta
funny.
say is like, I said it before. Like this. Let me see. This shit is crazy.
That
That's
change is
awesome.
great. Yeah, it's so
That's
cool.
and it's so weird because it might literally just be him pitching down the song.
I
Because like
think it
that's like a trend in a lot of these hyperpop songs too. It's like the fucking same audio, but like at the end of the song they'll slow it down and pitch it down.
it seems to me like it's a
So
different delivery though, because
yeah, it
the
might be
formant
a
is so
different
different,
delivery. Yeah,
unless
but
it's
like
formant
wow,
shifted. I
it's
wonder
like
if the first vocal is actually formant shifted.
right. So like I was gonna get like surgical with it too actually because there's this vocal.
Try to get it out alive, try to survive in this life. Everything is fucking buggy, try to get it out
I
alive.
don't really like
I
that, but
think
then
that's sped up or formant shifted or both.
it definitely is, yeah. But when he gets up to a higher range here, I like that timbre more. I think that
It
sounds
is just
cooler.
more sped up, I think. I think
No,
it's the
I don't think it's
same
sped up. Like you mean like formant
or
shifted?
it's more I think it's pitched up, and I think the pitching up
Sure.
affects the formant.
Yes, yes, that's probably correct. So, what I feel like sounds the best is that one. I
Yeah,
think the first one by
it's less
far,
uncanny.
yeah, by far, it's that last switch up. I think that was crazy. I thought
It
that
was
was
so
like
cool.
one of the like coolest parts of the song, really,
Yeah.
if not the coolest part.
Like a
And it's
different flavor of the same different angle of the same track.
right. It's just
Yeah.
kind of crazy. It's like, what if you just did that? What if you start there? But
Yeah.
yeah. That was getting a little surgical there. In terms of your pronouncing, like we said, like you're not really separating your words out. Like something like "Trying to get another life, trying to get another life." Like you're kind of doing that. It's like pronounce it all. Like try to get another life, try to get another life. Something like that, right? Use that as like
Yeah.
I'm sorry for clipping if I did that. I think I clipped. But
Oh,
yeah, like try to separate it out. It sounds like Josh said it's all one vowel. We're not getting those consonants to really understand what you're saying. Like I have the title of the song, which turned out to be the hook, and I didn't know what you were saying until 2 minutes in. So yeah, that shouldn't happen. So try to work on those pronunciation of the consonants, and like get your word separation down.
yeah.
But yeah, other than that, you have anything else before we give a score?
Let's do vibes.
Yeah, Vetka, what's up? Can you listen to my track if you submit it? We
Send
got
it.
another Russian. I have a block for Discord. Okay, well, are you getting banned?
It's
You can
all
use our
good.
website. It's all good. Like we don't use Discord for submissions anyway, so just use that website.
You can't send a URL in chat though. We've got a system that you see on the screen for how we review tracks.
Yep.
So we just sent you the link in the chat there if you can access that.
Yep.
Otherwise, you need a VPN, bud.
Yep. All right. Cool. Vibes.
All right, I got a score.
I know what you're gonna do. All right.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Well, I feel like I know.
No, I like it.
Wow. Okay. I did
Okay,
not think that. I thought you were gonna go 69, but all right.
No, I knew you. Yeah. Okay, my advice for content would be don't work on the consonants like Chris said. Keep it all one vowel because it's wacky and different. It doesn't need to sound like a pop song.
Uh-huh.
It's hyper pop. It's supposed to be weird, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. If it's bad,
But that's up to
hyperpop.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's up to you.
I think
Content.
all
We got.
hyperpop is bad, so it's like making it a different type of bad is better.
I thought you said that you don't
Actually,
really.
no, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Okay.
I
I was
do
like,
not
come on,
like all
bro.
hyperpop, but I just mean like when it's a genre that doesn't take itself seriously. I like when people do something innovative and aren't afraid to like just try to fit in and make it like have pop standards within a weird genre.
I
Like
don't
I
think
don't
that's.
care if your consonants or whatever. Like I know Chris, you're probably attuned to like what's the word? Not alliteration.
I don't know this guy.
Enunciation for because
Yeah.
you focus on like hip hop vocals where that's super important.
Yes.
And we always talk about trying to understand the words and stuff, but in this case I'd be like I think it's fine since the lyric is in the title and eventually everyone kind of gets it that every lyric isn't like super detailed and crispy and understandable. Like it's an instrument. The way I'm viewing it is that the vocal here is an instrument. It's
Sure.
not meant to be the clearest clarity thing that's all enunciated properly. But
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah. Given the context of their description, I feel like they're not doing it artistically on purpose. I think he's literally saying, "How is my voice? I'm German and Russian. How is my pronounce of English or accent?"
Maybe. I mean, what's weird is that in the second part where it does the change up, like he can clearly enunciate words, right?
Well,
So
let's listen to it again, shall we?
it's
'Cause-
not perfect, but it's I don't think
Bro, what does this remind me of? That
I
is
think
so good.
he
It's
must be
so-
doing it on purpose, but he doesn't use an F sound at all. When he says life, he says lie.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
I don't
Like-
really mind. It's just like
No,
it
I
seems
get it.
intentional.
I mean, I don't know. Like,
I think
it
they
might
have F
be
sounds in German.
maybe
Yeah, they do. Flughausen. They've definitely
Flughausen?
got fucking F sounds. Yeah,
life.
they do.
I don't know, but yeah. There's just something there where it's like, bro, like maybe you just lean into being German, like like that shit, like
True. Don't
was
try to
like
be American.
that felt like Berlin club, like fucking 3 a.m. like. And you're just like monotone as shit, like try to get another. It's like it's fire. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. That vibe just fits so much better, I feel like, for your vocal delivery than that kind of earlier, faster, hypery kind of I was gonna say like asexual, like what's it called? Not transsexual either. What is it called? Androgynous kind of
yeah.
delivery. Yeah, it's like nah, bro, like lead into that just like I'm a German, like kind of vibe. Like that's fire.
Yeah.
I think you could get kind of pretty fire, and you don't have to worry about like you don't have to submit to us and be like, hey, do I sound good as an English speaker? It's like, bro, just lean into your fucking heritage. It rocks.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you're like 6'4", 200 or something. And you're just like in the club trying to be a hyper pop artist. It's interesting, but cool. Yeah, let's see. Man, if I could just give that one part of the song a vibe score, I would bump it up to like at least a 69. So vibes, I mean, whatever, man. Vibes is
Well,
one of those
I mean,
scores
it's
that we
like,
can
did
fuck
it make
around.
you happy after listening to the whole thing? Like that?
That last part did. If it wasn't there, I'd be where I was at. Content we have.
I don't think I have much other like feedback. I mean,
Score then.
yeah.
Yeah, we kind of went in already. So,
Yep.
yeah, there's a lot of promise though.
Mhm.
3, 2, 1. I mean, I might just be like, yeah. Okay, production.
production's the shortcoming. I think it really badly needs a master. There's just not a lot of low end right now, and it's too
Yeah.
quiet.
And that twitching, that like double of the kick is just like sounds like wrong. It sounds like it was a mistake. So be
Yeah.
careful with that. But all right, cool. Production score 3, 2, 1. Yeah, track total.
50. Yeah, track total.
All right, I got mine.
Yeah, I do too.
3, 2, 1. Da.
Cool.
Da.
Nice.
Fire. Crazy. It's so funny, man. Like you just find gems.
I know.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
So
Yeah,
cool.
we've
Thank
gotten
you
a
for the
pretty
suggestion.
wide range today.
Yeah, yeah. And we got another Russian in the chat apparently. Let us know if you're having trouble. What's that guy's name? Vetka Ebanaya. Let us know.
Nice.
We made the website, so if you're having trouble, we can help.
Yes.
Cool. Next person, Seal Point or band, should I say? Shout out. Excited to hear their demo.
By the way, we should just note this is the last song that we've got in the queue right now, but I think we'd have time for another one if anybody wants to submit. So get it in there for free.
Get it in there, y'all. Okay, go ahead and you want to introduce them?
Yeah, so we've got 16 September 2024 demo, very specific.
Mm-hmm. They have a whole fucking like system.
Yeah.
These guys are kind of crazy, actually.
They're the artist, and their genres are shoegaze, emo, and alternative.
Love
nice. We just got another submission too from Pod, artist named Money Sex. So that'll be our last one for today.
All right.
Add that to.
Is that a meme song? We'll see.
Nice. All right, but anyways, that's the details. It just says early demo for this one.
All right, cool. I'm excited, and I'll probably have questions for them because, I learned a lot from them during the interview and their process, and so I'm going to be looking out for some things. But yeah, you ready?
Yep. That's it.
All right, Seal Point. 3, 2, 1. Woohoo, Seal Point!
Is that an offset? What is that?
Nice guitar riff.
Got some mixing work to do, but cool.
It's a demo. Nice guitar there. Vocal needs to be boosted.
I think we need another guitar layer in here to kind of fill it in a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, bass is going crazy. I hear you. Vocal needs to be louder, bro.
A couple more layers.
Whoa, what? Nice scream.
That sounds a little messy.
I kind of like it. Hard. Whoa. Yeah, guitar's a little all over the place in that.
It's passable for a demo.
Nice string.
Well, I like that, yeah.
Eerie.
tells me that you're wrong. I can never be too sure.
This Urbana fucking basement, bro.
This is better than most of that Urbana basement stuff, for sure.
Yeah.
A little abrupt ending, but pretty cool.
Yeah, these guys are awesome. Bro,
Yeah.
you said that this is better than a bunch of Urbana bands. So they're
Yeah.
having trouble getting gigs in basements out there. They're like
Hmm.
getting big timed by these basements out there in fucking New Jersey. Apparently it's like an emo mecca and there's like a fuck ton of bands. But they also said like some of them are like they go to a show and are like, we could play better than these guys.
Yeah.
And I think it's true. Like listening to your guys' demos, like for real.
It's probably pretty saturated. It sounds like there's a lot of bands and not enough basements, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe, but like they did say like some bands that kind of suck are playing basement shows,
Yeah,
which is true. Like
connections. They've got a
everywhere.
bunch of fans. You know,
Yeah,
whatever. They've
Connections
done
is
a lot.
definitely it. Drum
Yeah.
mixing is fucked. Yeah, that's what. So like, Brandon, if I had to guess, right, and based on like what we talked about too, this is not a recording of a live drum set. It's your electronic drum set. Is that correct?
Doesn't
Let me
sound
know.
too fake, actually.
Depth saturated. No, it doesn't. But like, I'm just curious. And also, they have a specific trouble with their drummer being, I guess, a caveman. And so, are you
Nope.
drumming, or is it your drummer that's drumming?
What do you mean a caveman?
Like he doesn't know technology apparently,
Oh.
and like he's like into like super stoicism, I guess. And I don't know.
That's fine. Just get him in the studio, record him.
Nope, MIDI drum. See, I told you, bro. I told you.
Yeah, that's fine.
I was listening for it. So we'll keep all of that in mind. We'll keep all
So
of that
the
in
issue
mind.
is that he's a caveman. He can't like record his part on his own or something.
That's what I got from it. There's massive delay
That's
on
funny.
my end. Yeah. There's massive delay. What do you mean?
What do you
Oh,
mean?
I am drumming. Okay. Like in your performance or in our stream? Just curious. He's in the woods. Oh, the drummer? Yeah. He'd be like that.
He's in the woods. Nice.
So yeah, I just wanted to make sure I give you like that background, Josh. Like and
Yeah.
also like so and Seal Point, I'm doing your job for you. So and correct me if I'm wrong. So they're getting what they do is they polish up their demos, obviously not to release. Like this isn't going to be something they want to release in this stage. What they want to do is get the point where the song structure is ready, the balances are somewhat there, and they want to take it to a studio and then record it and have somebody who's good at it to mix and master it. So guys, if you could put the context in the description there. I know it's a demo, but like that'll help us, because if we're going to be like, if we take it from like, oh, they want to drop this in 2 weeks, it's like you guys have a lot of work to do. But if it's like, no, we want to take it to the studio, what do you think about the structure of the song? Then we can kind of like give you the feedback that you're probably looking for. So yeah, let's see. In the stream, I'm responding to you like a minute late. Def talk taking this to a studio. Yeah. So is that just on you or is that on us? But okay, myself, mix and rec. Definitely will do next time. Yeah, fire. Okay, so if that context correct, I'll like put my feedback in that perspective, and I hope Josh will too. But yeah, vibes, first impressions. What do you have?
Yeah, I mean, you guys sound super talented, and you're doing the hard thing, which is like being a band, playing instruments, trying to play together and make parts that work well together, and actually have to play them. Like, there's a lot of nuance and detail that you have to focus on to make sure that every transition sounds good, and like you're not stepping on each other's toes, etc. As you know, so that's like not easy to begin with. I think it requires a slightly different level of focus when you're doing like your recording and production, and just kind of like sorting out the details of the song as you're recording the like official version. What I would definitely be careful of Well, here's one of the reasons that this is difficult is because when you create a demo like this and like the drums aren't the way you want them to be, like maybe all the playing is not as clean as you'd like, it can be a little bit difficult to envision if things are where they should be. Because if they're not played the way they're going to be on the record, how can you know if it actually locks together well and sounds good?
Right.
Or if there's a section that needs to be dropped out or like changed in length or something needs to be done there. So when you're in the studio, and this I know this is tough when you're on a budget and you're paying for the studio time, you've got to be like having some iteration cycles where you lay it down and then you listen back with like a little bit of pre-mixing done so that it sounds pretty close to how it would as like a final result so that you can actually judge it, right? Because it's
Mhm.
just too hard to judge if it sounds like terrible in like the mixing unmixed stage, right?
Yeah.
And if the playing is not where you want it to be. So like, don't just like don't assume that like this is the structure we're going to use. We're going to go in the studio and get it in one take,
Mhm.
get out of there, save a little bit of money, and then get it mixed. That's like a surefire way to pay a bunch of money for a track that kind of sucks in the
Yeah.
end. Um, it's actually better, even though it seems like it might be more expensive, to spend a little more time in the studio if you can, and do a couple takes where you actually change things,
Mhm.
and see where you can get, and really try to drill down as much as you can on specific sections, transitions, etc., in
Mhm.
individual instrument parts to get them really right. And it's like every single member's band member's responsibility to scrutinize their own parts as they're recording them.
Mhm.
Like if someone doesn't feel like their bass part is doing something interesting or that fits well in like the transition between the verse and the chorus, they should be like, wait, I need to stop and like figure this out. And then like the other band members or producer can come in and help figure out what sounds good.
Mhm.
That's how the creative process has to go with like rock bands, especially because you can't correct a lot of it in post.
Mhm.
You need to be stopping during recording and like ironing out the kinks, figuring out the details, and just taking the time to do that and like try to not worry too much about the studio time stuff.
I mean, you could honestly do that. I feel outside of the studio as well.
Yes.
Like if you're in person with each other, and like so, Brandon. I think the last demo you guys sent too, it was also you drumming on your MIDI, or is MIDI, yeah, a MIDI drum set, and you're not the main drummer. I know that you can drum. I can hear it, but like from what you guys are saying, like this guy's like one of the greatest drummers that you guys know, and he's probably going to be a little bit more locked in. Because what Josh is saying is exactly correct. Like, and there's a portion. Unfortunately, I don't think I caught it in the waveform. Josh, maybe you can locate it. Where they were doing like this weird switch up, where it was like I don't know, like American football esque, where they're doing like these weird like drum kind of fill thing, where it would be really really cool if it's locked in all the way, but because it's not locked in, instead of us being like, oh, that's a cool switch up that you guys should pursue and put into your song, we're distracted by like, oh, the execution just wasn't there. Maybe it's
Yeah.
a cool idea, maybe it's not, but because the execution's not there, then we're just kind of left with just wondering. And so,
Yeah.
if you have a question like that and you go into the studio not addressing that question beforehand, you'll spend more time and more money addressing that question when really it could have been solved outside of the studio. And so, you guys were talking about how your drummer's a caveman. What I would say to you is, if he's not gonna do like buy at least two mics to fucking film or record his own drum set, like maybe you guys just go over there and like record him. Like use
Yeah.
all of your
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
phone mics or something. Like fucking, it's a demo,
Well,
right?
if you guys own mics that you use on your amps or whatever, like just bring that
Yeah,
shit and
yeah,
do it as a
and
band,
like
right?
just mic them up, like get his take in, um, and it doesn't need to be studio quality. This is just a demo, right? It's just for ideas. So, um, yeah, that's what I would do if I were you. But
I
yeah,
mean, I was gonna say best case scenario with you guys. First of all, yes, that's all correct. Like what I was saying is, if you guys are insistent on going into the studio to do this because of like the whole drum thing or whatever, then like spend time there getting it right. But the better option, the safer one, is like you guys should be trying to get these demos as close as possible
yeah,
to like a ready recording
yeah,
before you go into the studio for
yes,
sure.
yeah.
And don't like cardinal rule number one for you is do not jump the gun and just go into the studio because you think that's going to fix your problems. Holy shit, don't do that, please. You'll probably waste a lot of money.
Well, unless
Um,
you like sign to a label that has access or something.
that's true. Yeah, that's a different story.
Yeah,
But
or if you got a really nice friend.
yeah, and sure, yeah, amp sims. That's fine. Nobody fucking cares. Like nobody notices or cares these days if it's an amp sim. Like no one gives a fuck about your Marshall stack. Let's be
Sure.
honest. So many artists that you listen to are not using real amps now to record, so that's fine. It sounds good to me.
Yeah, sounds
And you
great.
can always dial those in to get them like even better. Try new stuff. Try the I don't know what you're using, but like Anyways, I was gonna say I think your best system probably as a band is like try to get together somewhere that's not an expensive studio to put these parts together and create like sort of polished demos together, not just sending in parts
Mhm.
before you go to the studio. And if your drummer has a fucking cabin in the woods or whatever that like you can bring your mics and your instruments to, do that and
Yeah.
spend a whole day just locking them in and getting them right and creating good demos before you go to the studio. But
Yeah.
I just like, man, I feel like so many bands could do that if they really put in the extra sort of like work to make that happen.
Mhm.
But they often are like, "Oh, I don't have time. I need to like just record my part and send it over." And like, I did my part. It's all good, right?
It's
And
like
it's
nope.
kind of like you either have to go all the way and try to make your stuff perfect, or it's like kind of not worth doing at all unless you just want something moderately cool to like show off to friends and family.
Mhm.
It's just too hard to get something really great pumped out if you're not doing what the greats do, which is just the craftsmanship part, like
Yep.
actually being in the same room and working things out.
Mhm.
That's kind of what it's all about with a band. It's not about just like laying down your parts and then bringing it to the studio and crossing your fingers.
Right.
So I think you guys probably know that. Like you seem like you have your head screwed on right, and you're very talented, and you've got good style and a good track here. But yeah, I just wish that more bands these days would like kind of ditch the virtual collaboration thing whenever you can, and like be in person together and make something great.
Speaking of which, join our virtual collaboration platform. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, it's not to say to ditch the idea of virtual
Yeah.
collaboration. It's just like when you're writing songs and creating parts as a band, it's all in doing it together and seeing how things lock in and getting ideas in real time together.
Yep.
Aside from that, like demos and after once you're in the mixing stage, use FastTrack or use something to like keep track of each version, how it's progressing.
Mhm.
But it's a balance of both.
Yep. Yep. Cool. So yeah, we kind of just went all over the place, but vibes. Do you have anything to say before we give a score?
Uh, no,
So for me, like, I love the vibes. It gives me. It feels like I'm in an Urbana basement.
yeah,
Uh, there's like these crazy switch ups that are. He said 3/4 to 4/4 and fucking cool, weird, intricate fills and guitar parts are going crazy all over the place. Maybe a lot of layers, maybe a little bit busy, but again, it might be just the lack of execution. Like if you guys are super tight, that might like come together. Like if it's like a math rock thing, like it's supposed to be complex and the execution is supposed to be there.
yeah,
So it's like if it's not there, then it's just kind of messy sounding. So yeah, all the more point that we said before, like you guys just need to kind of lock in as a band as much as possible. And you're trying to get shows too. I think that's a great way to lock in as a band is just to play as much as you can together. Um, but yeah, you kind of have to make songs to play at the same time too. So it's a chicken before the egg problem, but really you just kind of do everything in parallel. So yeah, what I like about this song, it gives me that not necessarily American football. It gives me that in like kind of the math rocky esque things that you're trying to do, but there's just like beautiful screamo kind of shit happening. For some reason, I don't know what happened in the mixing stage, but there's some points where the vocalist is so quiet. Like,
mm,
why is that happening? I want to hear what he's saying. And then the guitarist for some reason is like super fucking loud.
yeah.
So it's like I don't know who ended up doing the mixing,
I
but
was gonna say that like
yeah,
regardless of the label demo,
yeah,
a demo should always have a rough mix good enough to like
yes,
make out the different parts and not have any obvious like that's way too loud and I can't tell what's happening underneath it.
yep,
It's not like an opportunity to be like, fuck it, we don't need it. The mix quality doesn't matter at all. It's just a demo.
you're
Because
right.
like the mix is part of the experience of listening.
Mhm.
So if that's not included in what we're getting out of the demo, we don't actually know what the song is could be like,
Right,
basically.
right, and I wonder if I pushed them because their first track that they sent to us, there was a demo, and it was like I could tell they put a lot of effort into it. And then I was kind of like, guys, you don't have to do all of that effort with your MIDI drum set. Just like get it together, and maybe I influenced them to send this, but um, yeah, or maybe not. But yeah, Josh is especially correct. Like if it gets in the way of like answering the question of what a demo is supposed to do, then you're playing yourself. So there's like a balance that you have to hit. It's like, okay, if the mixing is actually affecting the arrangement and the vibe of the song, which the demo is, supposed to test, then you're kind of confounding your variables. So, yeah, there's levels to it. Let's see. What did you say? I'm back, bruv. Oh shit. What's up, Solex? Mix don't mean shit as long as the mix is good.
It's funny.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Shout out Solex. His mixes are crazy. But okay. Vibes. What do you got?
I got a score.
All right, let me go vibes here. I really like this kind of music, and I think they do it really well. Executions though could be better. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Content.
I think it's a cool like track. I think there's a lot of cool like moments. Again, it's a little bit hard to like digest some of them just because of the mixing and some of the sloppy playing in certain places. So honestly, it's hard for me to know, and this is one of the reasons I'm suggesting like getting in a room and like working out the very specific details of the whole track.
Yeah.
With these like rock songs, it's so make or break depending on how you play the different parts, how things lock together. Even like one bar or one beat of like something not working well between different players can just destroy the whole image of like, is this
Yeah.
professional or not with rock
Yep.
stuff. So it's really detail oriented, and it's hard for me to say like you should do this or do this because there's a lot of room to go still in terms of like perfecting the parts and the playing. So you got to like cut through all those weeds kind of before we can see like here's the last 10% you need to do. Right now it's the last like I don't know between 50 and 70% of like polish. Not to say that you're only like 20%, 30% progress. It's just that there's a lot of weeds to cut through still in terms of getting rid of like sloppy parts and making things really lock together.
Yep.
Not a bad thing, but just like I can't really give you much more feedback as to what specifically you should do because there's a lot of locking together that still needs to be done in general, very broadly
Right.
speaking.
And if, like, for example, if you wanted feedback on your lyrics, if I can't hear the vocal, then it's like, well, I can only do so much. So yeah, I guess our feedback to you is like get the demo a little bit up to snuff. And he says, yeah, the last one we sent was version 30, and this is like version 10.
Okay.
So yeah, well, you know what to do. We can still give our feedback on the vibe of it, which we really like. And I mean, I already knew that listening to your first song. And yeah, it just kind of confirmed it now. So I think you guys are on the right track, but yeah, just get that demo fixed up.
Also,
the
just some
next step.
food for thought based on what he just said there, like all the iterations and stuff. You're on iteration 10. I don't know if you're doing this already, but maybe try getting as good of a rough mix as you can on like iteration 1 or 2 so that your ears are not completely like jaded to what you've been hearing, and it will be easier to get a good mix then. And then if you can just like you're playing into the dot tracks, right? So you're just like overwriting the previous takes and stuff. And if things that go in already sound mixed as you're iterating on it, it's going to be so much easier to like see the vision that you're trying to run towards. Because if it sounds pretty professional every time you lay a new takedown or a new version, you're going to be able to just tell that like if this is good or not. You're not going to be wondering. Maybe once it's mixed, it will sound better because like it's already pretty well mixed. So I would suggest like do not wait to do mixing because you can always lay down tracks underneath that mixing and all the plugins and stuff will still apply. Don't do like automation and stuff, right? But just like get the gain staging right, get the compression like decently there, do a little bit of mix bus processing, like stuff to kind of glue things together. Of course, with subtlety, you want to leave it open enough so that you can have room to move around with like your mixing decisions and your like sonic choices. But yeah, just don't wait until iteration 10 or however close to that to start doing the good mixing because you're not going to be able to hear it as well when you wait that long.
Yeah, I mean, like some of the guitar parts are really solid, but for some reason they're really loud. The vocalist sounds like he's fantastic. He just, for some reason, is quiet. Like it's like, don't bounce that track. Like fix that good audio that you have already.
Yeah.
Always
try to fix obvious issues too before you like let them pass, basically.
Yeah. So cool. All right. So all that being said, content. You have a score?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Cool.
Yeah, I put this here with a caveat because I like the content that's there. I just think right now it's executed poorly,
Mhm.
or not even just like poorly might not be the right word, just not up to snuff.
Mediocrely.
Yeah,
Or just not up to snuff, yeah.
yeah, just not up to snuff.
Um,
Production,
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
production is
The
just
weakest part. It's a demo
hasn't
though.
had much attention yet. Yeah, but that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Score.
Yeah, I've got a score.
All right. 3, 2, 1,
Yeah.
and track total.
Track total. Let's see. All right, I got a track total.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
But
Yeah, I was like, it's just not as it's.
that's
I
fair.
give
That's fair.
I give the 69 to like, oh, this track is like has a funny thing to it, but I like this track, so I'll give it the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear these guys when they do get a demo into the studio and like get something recorded. I think it'll be fantastic.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
yeah, keep us posted, y'all, and keep sending us your music. Yeah, I think this is promising, but yeah, you know what to do.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
By the way, I'm just gonna try playing this again a little bit, and you'll get to hear it a little bit, just to make sure that before we go to the next track, that the light stream thing is not completely fucking us over.
Yeah.
So let me try playing it, see if it catches
Go
up
ahead,
on the
Tom.
stream.
Appreciate you, Brandon. Keep using the product if it helps out. We appreciate it.
All right, so we'll go to the last one here, which is "It's My Track."
Auto-tune sexy track. This guy's awesome. You're from Russia, right? POD?
It's funny.
You're a confident man. All right, hold on. Go ahead and introduce it, please.
So yeah, we've got "It's My Track" by Money Sex. POD / what's your name, Vetka, in the chat? And let me make sure I've got the right info here. There it is. Genres are hip hop and pop, and you are the songwriter and lyricist. Nice.
Bro, I don't even know what to expect.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. POD. 3,
3,
2, 1.
2, 1.
Ugh. I'm rapper. Sure are.
Oh, sorry, I had to stop it. It wasn't loaded on the overlay yet. It looks like it's loaded now, but let's see if it plays. It might be slightly delayed.
Come on, baby. Don't do this to us.
Let us know if you guys can hear it. It glitched out. Solex said no sound.
Damn, bro.
So it looked like it started playing a little bit, but let me just...
It's
wait a
always
sec.
around this time mark, too.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with it.
I'm gonna write them an angry email. All right, let me try again. I don't think they've got sound. Still nothing?
Solex, what do you got? No sound. Yeah, it's no sound. There's some cool things happening. in
Wait,
this
they
track.
didn't send us any new chats though, did they?
Oh, maybe I didn't. Look at it quickly.
Yeah,
My bad. feels like just a continuous hook though.
Yeah.
It's a super long audio tail. Yeah. So what stage is this at, POD? It definitely seems minutes. Okay, maybe not. Okay. So
It's still playing on the stream,
Yeah.
so maybe we should wait for it to. Yeah, it's still playing.
damn. Okay. Play out.
Let's just wait it out because they're hearing it.
Yeah, I just put it in the chat. All right, I'll count on you to start talking when it's.
You know what?
What?
It's not playing well. It
Oh,
seems
no.
like it's like stopping and starting.
All right. I guess we're just gonna have to. Well, I mean, we listened to it all. We could give what we say. But
Yeah, we'll give feedback. So sorry about that, guys. We're dealing with our provider of streaming tools,
Yeah.
which is not
There's just
working well.
no other alternative, unfortunately.
Yeah, but anyways, to kind of assess it, I mean, it sounds pretty good. Like it's pretty well produced.
Yeah, it is pretty well produced.
I agree that the structure feels a little bit incomplete. Like it's kind of just a hook, I guess.
It feels like it.
Doesn't really have much. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe. It just feels like it's a short, kind of bite-sized thing that doesn't feel like a whole like journey. But it's good for what it is.
Yeah.
I also don't know if I really got much like meaning out of it. I don't know if you did.
No. Yeah. Oh, Vetka, what's wrong? Big sad.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. Yeah, unfortunately, when it hits like an
2
hour and
hours.
45, yeah, it like just for some reason starts to poop out on us.
Yeah.
But yeah, we listened to your track. It was fine on our end, sound wise. I liked a lot of the vocal chops that you're doing. I like a lot of the vocal effects that were going on. I think the mixing vocal wise sounded pretty good too, as well as the track. There was like a cool little house switch up here. Unfortunately, we'll see if it'll play. Maybe not. Like I thought that part was nice too. We'll see if it translates with overlay. It does not look like it is doing it.
It might
But yeah,
do it like 45 seconds later, and then it'll be over
yeah.
our talking.
So there's things to like. I'm not. I don't speak the language that you're rapping in. So unfortunately, it's lost on me. But yeah, even with that in mind, like Josh was saying, it feels like a lot of the same thing is being repeated, and it's not. I don't think it's the best sign considering this song is already very short. Like the intro itself is 20 seconds, and then by the end of the song or the end of the time that you're done rapping, it's 1 minute and 35. So you have about a minute of you going in on vocals, but it already sounds way too repetitive. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and I don't even have to know your language to hear that. So and like a lot of that too was like the hook itself, but also just vocal chops. So like in terms of actual content that was written as a rapper, it's like very little. So I can only imagine how much of a story you're actually telling within this minute, really less than a minute that of vocals that you are delivering. And you know your confidence in your delivery, you have like a unique sound in your voice too. I can tell that you're pretty good at what you're at delivering the vocal. Writing, I'm not sure because I don't know your language, but like yeah, like I don't know how much of a story you're actually telling here. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe I just maybe you were saying a different word every time and I just didn't hear it. But yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Yeah, production sounds pretty good too. So I'm getting like almost like a weekend vibe to listening to this. But yeah, do you have anything else to say before we give scores?
Nope.
All right, vibes. All right, I think I'm here. All right, you have a score?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Cool.
Content?
Yeah, I don't know. You kind of talked about it, but it just feels incomplete. It's like moderately interesting, but it doesn't really feel like a whole song to me. It doesn't make me want to listen again. It's kind of like, this was a cool showcase of some musical ability, but it's not like I love this song and it means a lot to me and feels like, I don't know, like I want to listen again, or like it's very complete.
Yep.
It sounds more like a showcase of musical ability rather
Mhm.
than like a listener experience, if that makes sense.
Right, and just like a very small snippet, really. Of
Yeah, a snippet.
Yeah. So, yeah, I agree with that. Give a score.
Yes, I do.
3, 2, 1. And our scores aren't showing up. So vibes, I gave us 66 between yellow and green. Josh gave 75. I'm at a 68 for content. Josh is at a 60. Production, what do you got?
Yeah, production. Let's see.
Production was
Production's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have many issues there.
No, yeah, I don't think so either. You have a score for it?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Yeah, so production, I gave you a 91 and Josh gave you 84. For a track total, like here. Okay, you got your score?
Yeah, I do.
3, 2, 1.
Nice.
Boom. You got a 74, Josh, and the 72 from me. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, unfortunately, like our site is showing it. If you guys had the URL, it's secret. But if you guys had the URL, you would see it too. It's literally the streaming service that we're using, unfortunately. It just
The
kinda
scores are
poops out.
slowly showing up on the overlay.
But hopefully you got it. So you got a decent score, but 70 is something like it's not going to really we don't think like rise above it and like try to get you more exposure and stuff. And my advice to you is that I think you have the talent.
Yeah, just flush
I
it
mean,
out
I
a
don't
little
want to
bit.
say
That's the main thing, I
put
think.
put more effort. I think I think you put effort in the production and stuff. It sounds good. Like just write more lyrics and make a story. So
Yeah.
You're welcome. He says thanks. So cool.
Sweet.
Well, that's the end, y'all. You want to give the ending spiel?
Yeah, so again, we got the stream, but we're also building a fully fledged collaboration platform. If you use other tools, we will be better than them. That's
Yeah.
our
Guaranteed.
promise. Yeah, but basically right now you can create teams. That's sort of a closed beta feature. You can ask for access to any of these if you want. Just message us. But you can create your own team, kind of like your own personal record label with people you choose to work with. And you can create projects. Those projects can have tracks that have versions underneath them. So people can comment, your collaborators can comment with timestamped comments, so you can see exactly where they're talking about, where they have feedback for you. You can also create tasks and assign those to yourself or to other people on your team or your project. Those can have deadlines, so you get notified, so everyone gets notified when they're due, just to keep you moving along with towards your release. And a whole bunch of other features that we're working on. We're working on a mobile app, so you'll be able to get push notifications. We have messaging now, so you can message people on your projects, on your teams, directly in groups, etc. And lots of other features that we're working on or considering. So we'd love to get your feedback and have you try it out and be one of our early users. Again, just hit us up if you want access to that. You can join our Discord as well, which is in the chat. And yeah, just let us know if you want beta access. That's what we're working on. Other than that, follow us on Twitch so you get notified when we go live again. We've got all the interactive stuff, the track of the week poll, and probably chat of the week, maybe.
Yeah, there wasn't any chat. There's one.
There wasn't a lot of comedy this week.
No.
But we got that, and you can vote on other people's tracks as well. You can give people feedback, get feedback, etc. So jump in Discord, do that. And yeah, follow us on Instagram. Otherwise, to see what we're doing, see any top tier tracks that get posted. Maybe if Vermilion comes back with a final version of
Yeah, closure.
Yeah, nice.
Mm-hmm. And if Steel Point actually gets into the studio.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. So thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next week, and we'll switch the stream to the ending screen, but I'm sure there'll be a delay. So why don't we just get that ball rolling?
See. All right, peace out, everyone. Have a good weekend.
Later,
we'll see you next Friday, 5:30, 7:30 Central.
Yep, in anticipation.
And you'll also see us for a little bit longer right now.
Did you click it?
Yep, sure did.
All right, y'all. Welcome to the after party. Later, Solex.
This is the after party for FastTrack. This is FastTrack Feedback Saturdays.
Yeah.